Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl, here to give you another monthly reading for Air Element. This is for October 2023, projected into November, because we are at the middle of the month and the eclipse is upon us as I'm doing this reading. So this is not necessarily just for October. This could actually run into November. In fact, I'm projecting for the middle of November to give us that time to adjust. Air element, something flipped. I saw you flip. There it is. It is our Knight of Swords with the Ace of Cups. Knight of Swords. So we have the two extremes. Again, this is an eclipse that I'm reading on. So we have the very unemotional mingling with very emotional. That knight is taking in self-love. Take it as it resonates. Let's see how middle of October to the middle of November will play out for Air Element. And I will do the individual air signs in the same manner for the middle of the month to middle of the following month. That way we have that time to really work it out. So what are the messages for the air elements for the middle of the month of October, flowing into middle of November? Thank you, Spirit. Usually the air elements need to know and focus on. Thank you, Spirit. Again, the cards are flipping. We have the Fool with the Queen of Swords. So she's on her way. She's taking her truth and going off onto new territory. Take it as it resonates. There's a lot of truth coming out. Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Air Element? Now, the layout has not changed. It's still going to read as I'm saying 6 cards. It's 12 cards. The first line is all about the air element viewer. And if you're a cross watcher, then you decide if you fall into the second line, which is the significant other, if not with a significant other, than anyone coming into your space, your circle. And I just realized I don't have enough room. I will have to move. Just 1 second. Okay, so this should settle in. Let's see how this continues. So sorry about that. This new setup is proving to be difficult. But I did not continue with the reading, so we're going to go on now, and I'll just try and push them up. I know you may not see all, but I will work with it. So the third line is the outcome, and I'll bring that up to the front just because I know it's not even here. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Wands. So this is victory. We start off with a healing. We end with the Hierophant. So there is a great deal of knowledge and stepping up, spiraling up. And then we end with a victory. Let's see a few more cards to the end here. We have the Nine of Swords. And then there is the Two, our Empress. With the Eight of Swords. And the Three, that disappointment. Then the Moon. Now we have another moon coming up on the 29th of the month. So we would look at this as timing for healing. Healing disappointment. Working on details. Healing that disappointment. Using your intuition. And going through it with the torment. With a fine-tooth comb even. In some cases there is distress and stress and worry for victory, for coming out into a victory. But that is normal because of where we are. Remember, the eclipse brings in swift change and it does not stay. It changed and changes again, because that's what eclipses are for, to help us to move on and change. So the first line we have for our air signs, and I will change the way my camera is working. This is really the first reading I'm doing with this new setup here. Sorry, I'm being distracted. The first line, we have the Nine, which is the Hermit, and that's all about going into the self and finding the answers from within and understanding what needs to be done to raise the self-esteem, to get that self-value, that worth. What am I worth? What do I have? What am I missing? What do I need? That is a healing process that is happening, and it's very verbal and emotional, as if to say your ideas and the way you are changing, the way you're talking, it brings in that emotional connection to self-love and to what real love is and what you consider to be love, because there is a lot of ideas floating around and they're coming quickly. Now the Knight of Swords in general is news coming in. At the same time, it is conversation that is taking place. It just depends on what is around it. If it is within the self, because it could very well be, because this is the viewer, okay, the air element in particular. And if you are the cross watcher, again, you decide if you fall into the first or the second line. But here we have the representation of this is the person. This is the, whether you're male or female is irrelevant. The fact is you have that energy, that burst, that thriving, that determination to speak. The thoughts that are coming are very clear and precise and concise, and you know what you want to say, and it comes across with very emotional, because the emotional element is here with the Queen of Cups, and she is very emotional, which is interesting, because in the beginning we saw the Ace of Cups with the Knight, and that self-love is what is being healed here, for what is missing, for what is lacking. It is in the self that we will find the answers and come to an emotional conclusion, which brings us to stepping out. I'm not sure if you can see these cards, so I'm bringing them up for just to say that the Queen of Cups with the Eight of Wands with the 5, the Hierophant, is spiraling up again. It's climbing into what is self-love, and how you master words, what you speak and what you say. It is to bring in, I wouldn't say a contract, but it is at the highest level of understanding. So on a spiritual plane, it would be that you're celebrating the right to understand the self, and then you have graduated because you do understand the self, because you come through with that self-esteem. Again, it's another 5, and together they make the 10, and it is a completion. It is where you realize that, oh, this is how it ends, and there is an ending because of this. The world brings in the closure that you're seeking, if it is that you are seeking, and then you take on a new direction, going into, it's either come to a fruition or it's come to a stalemate. But that is to be determined. We'll take cards on that, because it means that you're changing direction according to what you've invested in, and you changing is bringing you up into your future rather than spiraling down into despair. You're looking forward to something, because you're moving forward with these cards here, especially with this Knight. He charges forward willingly, willfully, to heal, because this is a healing here. Now again, this is on the personal level. I know I say that this is people that is outside of your circle, but before I can see that, I do see the first line and everything relating to it. So here there is a healing which brings in a closure. There is a celebration where you decide you're changing, you're mingling with people outside of your circle. Again, now it's folding in to bring in other people, which will bring a healing, and it's in a celebratory fashion where you expand on your knowledge of healing. You understand clearer what is to be healed and how to heal it, because we go from the 4 to the 5. You see, it is spiraling up, where we go from our lowest low to the point of healing. We go within, we talk to ourselves about what needs to be healed. We talk to others, whether it is in a clinical sense, where we go for help, or we seek help in the ways that we do, whether it is through other people or through programming, through the internet, for example. Or you speak with friends, you gather and you have conversation, and you heal through the conversation, bringing in the closure. But then that changes, because you would change your perspective, yes, but most likely, more than, I should say, not most likely, but you change the way you see the world and yourself within the world. See, that's where spirit comes in, because spirit is helping us to take that corner and turn it and just say, okay, you know what, I'm going around, I'm turning my life around is what we'd like to say. But not for everyone. It could just mean you're taking on a different direction, that you're not just shedding skin, you're just changing the way you see yourself within the world, and therefore the world around you will change. And we have the 5 of Wands here with this healing card turning into the 7. So it is very difficult. This healing process is extremely difficult, because there's a lot of collaboration. Now this could be within the mind, and this could be with other people. Again, it is in the second line. So I would say this relates to other people, where your healing is conflicting, whether it is advice that is being given, or You are seeking advice, and it is the way that it is given. It is setting yourself up for, I need to follow my own advice, going within again, to focus on what I have already started, things that you've done, because this is where the seven of coins come in, and it brings in the fruition, or it brings the stalemate, and this is where the argument comes in, whether I've done enough, and if it wasn't good enough, and if it is good enough, and what do other people think of what my work is, and if it's valid, and if I get healing and closure from what I do. So we'll take some cards, because it's people, it's the people coming in just to have conversation with you. Like, you will be speaking more. This again goes all the way to November, so I'm thinking more of the Thanksgiving time, where this will play itself out, and that's where the direction will change. Let's see, we'll start with the 9 Hermit. What does this represent here? Again, another 9. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, showing that we are alone, and we're confident in being alone. The King of Wands brings in that independence, and that I need to take care of the family. I need to be with family and take care. Wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to make an offer, having regrets about the commitment, and being honest, starting afresh, because it's karmic. But the courage to go forward is the karma. We won't go too far with that. We stop there, because it does bring that self-esteem up, and that charging forward emotional. You see? Right here. That wanting to be in a relationship. It's quite evident. It's quite evident that there is a lot of fire in your side. And I would say it like that, but it's passionate too, right? And earth signs. Air signs can be passionate, but this brought me to say earth, because it is about being at home, and being relaxed, and being together, and having that abundance to share, and regretting. There's the regret here. Wanting to share because of the pain that was suffered and lost in a commitment. And the truth about that commitment helps to begin anew. Now, if it is with someone you've met before, then that is really up to you to decide. But this is a new beginning, and it seems it could be connected to letting go of the past and moving on to something completely new. There's this sword, the Queen of Swords here. She was in the beginning, and I don't remember what the other card was that fell with her, but when you look at it again, you will see the connection with the Queen of Swords. But she goes off into a new path with the courage, and justifiably so, because of some regret, some loss, some suffering, that losing a home, even feeling like the commitment is destroyed, and the truth has come out, and she needs to get her own home, feeling put out, left in the cold. But there is emotional truth that is being spoken. Let's just take a card for this 5. Let's see. Again, it's going into new ideas, and let's see with the Knave of Wands. So there's that passion for the love. All right, so it is to spiral up, like I was saying. So we won't go too many cards here. We get the gist of it. It is coming into mid-November that you will see that you'll feel the momentum picking up to make the change, is what I'm thinking here. Let's see what the 4 of Swords represents. Closure. You see, we have the World, and then we have Judgment. So this is a judgment call that either the self or someone else is making, because this again falls in the line where It is usually outside of yourself. There's a lot of passion in this communication, this creativity, where the judgment call to heal. It is like a decision made that brings us to a new pathway, and it is intuitively guided. This is the Empress here. She is following intuition. So if it is our Queen of Swords or even our Knight, take it as it resonates. If you're following intuition, if someone else is giving you advice, giving you that sense that you can move forward, feeding into your intuition with truth and clarity for happiness. Again, it's about healing. Because there is a relationship that wants to happen. We're not going to butt heads on that. We have here healing, verbal, so conversation that brings in a complete change where it is passionate, it is the truth, it is creativity, and it is following intuitively, it is being guided by spirit nonetheless. It is just desserts as well, because that's how it ends up. The 10 here is happiness, truth, clarity, the truth, that sense of I want to be in a real relationship, that sense of I am following my own judgment, I am deciding to take myself and heal so that I can have a relationship. And this is someone else saying it, or this is you saying it to someone else. It is a declaration of love of sorts, because this is all about communicating with someone else. Let's see what the 5 of Wands here represents. Magician. So this is where the communication comes in, where ideas are being tossed around, and your opinion, another's opinion, others' opinions. Everybody has an opinion. It's probably a family gathering where you talk about, let's see if these two will get together and get married, kind of thing. Because there is a healing that needs to take place with the burden being put down, and the dilemma is in strategy. So it's a plan to get married. See the Knight of Wands here. There's a healing again with the cup. We'll stop there. So much to see. But then it's the air elements, right? So again, our Ace of Cups comes back for healing. There is strategy, holding back, indecision probably on how to move forward, what to say, and will it hurt or will it help? But then the only way to know is to move forward on it and follow that intuition, knowing what you want and manifesting it. The 11 is an opening up of a doorway. So we have the 10 of Wands here with the Magician. So it's burdensome, very burdensome. The healing needs to take place. This manifestation is burdensome. That is what is being talked about. That's where the argument is, as in how to move forward. What is the strategy? And then there's the passion, again with the 10 of Wands. Broken, I mean. It's burdensome. Someone is realizing that it is too heavy. The approach, not that the relationship is heavy, but the approach to the relationship is heavy. And that in itself needs to change. And when that changes, again, it's all about looking in at your own behavior. And again, this belongs to the outside people from the air element. So look into your people outside of your circle, where you are either connected at work or family. It feels like family gatherings into the next step of a relationship. You have to get married, or there's conversation, but it's with friends. It could be with friends, it could be with family, but it doesn't feel like a work situation at all. This is either personal growth or a relationship that's developing to get into the next layer or next level of a relationship. Pause there for a second. Let's Apparently my throat is very dry. I'm gonna have to take a candy in a minute. Okay, so we're gonna close up in a minute. I'll take an oracle message for the reading, but I want to look at this Seven of Coins. What is that Seven of Coins? It says here we have the Three of Cups. So we have the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups. Again, it's creating balance, looking to find a way to make balance and celebrating what has been done in the past. Again, there's truth, and then there's satisfaction, and again there's the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, that innovation, that determination to move forward and make that turn happen. This is work that's been done in the past, that we have to find. We have to find the way, and it's being stopped, you see, for that integrity. So self-satisfaction, Queen of Wands, determination. If it's not another person, it is the attributes of the Queen herself. Coming into the 10, that legacy, that determination to have either an offer of forgiveness, an offer of a relationship. Again, it is a cup. It is a cup. It is the what we would call the forgiveness or beginning of a new relationship. It's being stopped because of integrity of an offer. Moving on into smooth waters with the King of Pentacles. So it's a question of making choices. Again, the victory. You will decide what you want to do at the end of the day. Looking at all these readings and looking for answers, you know what you want within yourself, and you go and you find it and you heal what hurts through getting your own satisfaction, and you speak your truth. You find the truth from within. You look to your own, what you give to yourself, that independence. Because there is a Ten of Pentacles for satisfaction coming into relationship with a legacy, your own or with another, bringing that sense of I have. Remember, we started off with I'm not worthy, and now we end up with I have a legacy. I have, and what I have I'm determined to share and give. But there is an indulgence that needs to be looked into because of integrity for an offer to move off into smooth waters. And that is where there's going to be time again with the next moon at the 28th, I think it's 29th of October. We have another moon coming up. So something that, an offer that is supposed to have integrity is being held back, or a forgiveness that needs to take place is being held back, or needing to be looked into in order to have a commitment that moves off into smooth waters and has that abundance. Because remember, the Ten of Coins right here, Ten of Coins is with our King of Coins here. We'll take an oracle message because we see where this is going, and we're looking toward the mid-November for more change to come. But there is going to be, there seems to be legacies being protected or built upon, or just being recognized that they are there. And marriages that want to happen, or relationships that want to go to a higher level, they are there. Let's see. You are experiencing upward growth, not spiraling down into despair. You are coming through these elements. You are. And even if you have small amounts of air in your chart, you are being affected in a positive way, because this is all about improving and moving forward. Changes that are coming, conversations that you are having or going to have, are going to show that your life is changing and you will move forward. So we're just taking a look message for this reading. Thank you, Spirit. For the air element. And we have Treasure Island in the upright. And you see milk and honey. So you are someone's treasure and someone else is your treasure. And you are in the mode of milk and honey because you're being fair and Spirit is being fair. And your imagination is called on. So we have a 9. Before the 9, we were at the 8. This is where the closure is going to come, right? And you're going to feel it coming toward the end. Whether you're going in or out of a relationship, you're going to feel better about it. That's the good thing. Let's see, the 9, we were at the 8. And that was in the community. So belonging and being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. You had it. You had it. And then what happened? You moved on to the 9, and that gives us Treasure Island, the law of attraction, and being the law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition. So we're moving to the next step. We're finding out that we are able to be in a community of goodness and have that sense of belonging and family instead of being pushed aside and being left in the cold. We know it, and then we fall in with someone who brings us to that fruition. The results of positive thinking made manifest in abundance, appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains and the sharing of good fortune. So good things are coming. We see that. News coming, whether it is coming from you, within you, from your higher self, or if it is someone outside of you bringing news to you about being in relation and wanting to be in community and having that connectedness and feeling connected. Because there is good, it's going to spiral up into relationship that is for marriage. Let's see the milk and honey. Actually, no, we didn't even read. Let's read on relationship for the treasure island. Your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need. But you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is a time of discovery. It is as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. Again, the self-love, the Ace of Cups. This night, finding that self-love. The Queen of Swords, finding that love and within and knowing self-worth and being justified and having that conversation and bringing people around you who want to be with you and having people bring you out of what would have been depression and loss and sadness. It is going to be positive. Let's see what this milk and honey is. 51, because that rounds off everything. This will bring us to mid-November. If you haven't found your love yet, you will find it. Let's see, 51. Let's see what this message is all about here. It says the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. So you have to have that faith that it is coming. And don't think that it's not for me because I'm always getting the shitty end of the stick. Well, now it's your turn. This eclipse brings in and takes away. So it's bringing in abundance for some and it's taking away the misery for others. And the oracle message, you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your scenes are awake, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. You want for nothing, air element. You're in your time. Your suffering is being justified, and you will come. Something good will come. Keep that in mind. With that, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, air element, love and light.